Hello and welcome to another Tarot Chat with Jay. The wheel turns, my friends, and we find ourselves in Lammas. It is undoubtedly summer. We celebrate August 1st, the light and harvest. It's celebration of items finished and the collection of everything wonderful. So we're gonna actually spin around. I want you to see here my Lammas altar. I have Bridget, snakes, flowers, glass, and a little fluoride. Absolutely got those orange and red colors in celebration. Excellent. So let's return and have a little chat. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Hello and welcome. I'm so glad to see you. So I wanted to talk about some of the things that I use to celebrate. Lammas is also goes under the name of Lugnasta. Lug or Lu would be the really ancient, way far back, also Celtic god of solar deities. Right now I'm really working that Bridget energy, and she's with me for this bright half of the year. So I still have Bridget on my altar, and of course, what does she work with? Things that are finished, honey, milk, the cheese, cloth, metal, things that are forged, poetry, words that have spun, things that have gone through the heat, through the fire, that have been pounded and tempered and shed and reheated and reignited. So that's what's going on this hot time of year. What are some crystals that we're looking at? I got myself a Herkimer diamond, and I'm very excited about that. It's an intense little crystal. This is another beautiful crystal piece that I picked up recently. Crystals amplify energy, of course, but I'm really enjoying the light catching elements and that real clarity of thought for this time of year. Of course, I have carnelian. It's this deep red orangey sunstone that represents creativity. Also citrine, for luck, solar, also communication, so it sort of marries in with that poetry energy. And I have myself a tiny little garnet. This is a beautiful garnet stone that's from Arizona, deep mines in Arizona, and it's heavy. It has a weight to it. You have to look deeply to see the color. Can I show it to you? I'm not really sure, but let's give that a shot. We're all learning here, aren't we, friends? Yes, indeed. So this rarity, this tiny garnet, seems, you sort of have to investigate it a little bit to glean the magic out of it. So these rocks actually encourage me not just to pass by the quartz, but to take time with it, to take the weight and heft and message of garnet, and to truly use citrine and carnelian and not take them for granted. Also, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the decks that I work with in this season. Very recently, a new friend came up to me and said in a conversation, and yes, so what tarot deck do you like? And I went, and she looked a little bit afraid, like she broke me, but I'm like, no, I'm good. Let me answer that question in a different way, because clearly I have too many decks at this point in my collection to say, here's my favorite one, bang off the bat. And I said, the one that I worked with today, because we were at a very important event, the Key and Serpent Witches Day Out sale that I was able to vend at recently. It really meant so much to me to be accepted to that sale and be able to represent Terra Textiles there. So I said to her, you know, it's a very important day. I wanted to pick an important deck, and the deck that I chose today was the deck that was very important to me at this time, is Pagan Other Worlds. And in fact, on that day, I drew Hierophant, which was wonderful. It let me step back, let the work talk for itself, let the event unfold, and allow myself throughout the day to be fortified with the message and my ability to disseminate to others and join in that learning conversation. So that really helped me know what my role was for the day, and I really appreciated that. So yeah, these are absolutely Pagan Other Worlds. They're so tactile, and they smell so delicious, and they're so extraordinarily beautiful to look at. The Eight of Wands. I composed a little song about myself recently, running late for work. Well, she's extraordinarily late. She has far too much on her plate. If she was a card, she'd be an 8, probably, of Wands. That was my little recent couplet about myself, so it's funny to pull them. 8 of Wands is energy, in motion, quickly moving, things going fast, here, falling through the landscape, giving into gravity, really. And I love how it hits motion, sound, vision. You can, I don't know, hear them, feel them, ride them. There's a lot of stuff you can do with these cards. And here we have the King of Swords, all enclosed in a bear's skin. The thing I love about so much about this deck is that it gives you the space in the background to listen to the message. There are, you know, one figure here on the card, and you can take time with them. This is spectacular justice. We have the sword and the scales. We have her, she's facing away and to the side. She's robed in fabric and bramble as well. She's fearsome and brilliant. So absolutely, this is a deck that I'm loving for this late summer vibe. It has the airiness that I'm looking for in the light, diffused days, and the hot weightiness that I'm looking for in this earth-driven time of year. Plus, a little splash of water, because, you know, it's too freaking hot. So, moving on, also happens to pair absolutely beautifully with another of my recent acquisitions. Got my hands on Laura Tempest Zagrov's Anatomy of a Witch oracle cards. And they are, of course, beautiful, spectacular, brilliant book. These are what the backs look like. This is Dream. A person curled up with their cat and their ancestors all around them, in blue and purple and serotonin, and it's just so pretty. It's just so pretty. Love your witch's body. Top to toe, all perfections, all imperfections, all striving, all finished, all unfinished, all everything. Here we see the cauldron, the weaver, the serpent, the bones, the lungs, the feet on the ground. It's awesome. Hands, amulets, and and those colors behind, and what do you wear, and how do you adorn, and how does that touch your heart, and what do you put on yourself? How do you make your way in the world? So, hands, amulets, adorn. Alright. Death is Jägersil, the world tree. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And we talked about how this is also the witch lungs, and this is also the ash and the walnut in the liminal spaces as well. So her work just resounds. Everything she does touches everything she does. So yeah, and this deck is gorgeous, gorgeous with Pagan Otherworld. Should we see? Shall we see? Let's have its precious little box again. Yes. Here we have Witch Bones with the Ace of Pentacles, and I see that sturdiness in the center and that groundedness from that core, reaching out with that golden disc, that brilliance, that thought. Here we have Ace of Cups with Earth, and the earth elements come from hearts. So I see that, like the cauldron and the chalice, and coming out of that, and what floats above, and the little dove, and ooh, the skylines in the back. How, you know, that horizon line can line up. Also plus, look at those backs together. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Yeah, so that's hitting my blue and golden vibes as well, which is always, you know, a recurring theme, no matter what the color of our season is. So yeah, I wanted to just sort of come on and celebrate the season a little bit. Oh, of course, I'm sorry. Also wanted to say, in addition to the book, the guidebook that comes with this, there is also the Anatomy of the Witch itself with these illustrations in it. So that's the card we just looked at for Witch Bones. That's the black and white illustration in the book as a chapter heading, which ends up here in the deck of cards. And the Pagan Otherworlds has a pagan book, which also has the black and white illustrations in it. And as I've said previously, I actually like guidebooks with black and white illustrations. I like being able to look at the black and white version and then see color as well. I find I see so many different visions and versions in these different colorways. So my friends, thank you so much for joining me. I want to invite you please to comment, like, subscribe. How are you celebrating Lammas right now? How are you celebrating summer? Do you have any summer decks that you've pulled and are working for this season? And also, have faith, my friends. The wheel does turn, and it will be cold in no time. Have a wonderful witching day. It's been Jay. Thank you for joining me.